Hi, this is David, or Sir David, whichever you prefer. You know, I wish I could be funny. I'm going to stand up and take my clothes off. Right now, that's the only thing that would be funny. My child just came home from a Utah school. She's in 4th grade, Allison, and she's coming up on 10 years old. And this is the kind of thing I have to deal with all day and all night living in this damn state because of the Mormons. Utah spends the least amount of money per child in education than any other state in the United States of America. The Mormons will say, oh, we love children, we love children. But they won't buy him a damn pencil, a piece of paper, a coloring crayon. I have never seen such hypocrisy and crap in my life. I just paid $110 for my 8th grader. Now, I got 14 kids, folks. I've never paid a cent for any of those kids that ever go to school in California, in Missouri, in Massachusetts. Anywhere we've lived, those kids have gone to school for free, and they ride the damn school bus. Here, a kindergartner has to walk 1 mile alone in the snow to go to school legally because the damn school district has no money for buses. If it's over a mile, then yeah, they'll pick the kid up. Now, out of all the people who watch my program, which one of you would let a 5-year-old girl walk in a snowstorm 1 mile to school by herself? Am I the only father here or mother here that go, that's bullshit? But Utah gets away with it. The Mormons get away with it because 10% of their damn money goes to build a $5 billion mall. And they give the money to the authorities of the church with absolutely no recognition of where that damn money goes. You know, there's times that it can be funny, and then there's times it's just, I can't say the F word, full of bullshit. Now, I know you think I'm lying because all the Mormons think I'm lying. Not one of them has come across with one fact or fact pattern to say, David, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. So, let me tell you what's got me pissed off. Not only did I pay $125 for my child, my 8th grader, to go to school, but I also had to go in and complain about the dress code. You know, I don't want to be an unreasonable human being, but you know what? If a girl is old enough to have a baby, most of them are probably wise enough to know how to dress. Now, there's going to be some, there's always the aberration. There's always the statistical third deviation, where you get some stupid-ass kids. And sometimes you got to go up to them and say, you know what? You got to wear panties to school. This is shit. Go home, get some panties on. But 95% of the girls who are old enough to have a baby, don't you think we should give them enough respect to say, hey, you can dress yourselves, just don't be stupid. Just don't be stupid. And use some common sense. Well, anyway, I paid $125 over there because they didn't have any paper and pens for their art class. I have to stay calm. My meds were there this morning, but they're wearing off quickly. So my precious little one, Allison, comes home, and my Abigail, she's 14, and so she knows bullshit when she sees it. I raised the child, and she's able to stand up for herself and go, no, I ain't going to do that. Yeah. My 4th grader, she's so much more innocent and so much more vulnerable to this kind of shit. This is Mormon shit. Okay, let me tell you what she came home with, okay? And remember, Utah spends the least amount of money educating their children. Oh, but we think education is something you take with you into the celestial kingdom. We love our children. But they make a 5-year-old walk a mile in the damn snow. I don't. But, see, we all have to take our kids to school in Utah, and they save the buses, and they save the gas. What the hell can you do? Send your 5-year-old into a snowstorm and say, see, she died. They know they got you by the balls. They know it. These are Mormons. They know how to extract money from people. All right, well, I'm not going to give the name of this school because I don't want the Danites going over and stealing my kid. Once they get to know her, they'll bring her back. I always tell her that. Now, this is what upsets me, okay, is most people in Utah are sheep. They're followers. They don't question anything. If the school says it's okay for a 5-year-old to walk in a snowstorm a mile by herself to school, the Mormons go, well, those are the authorities. They must know what they're doing. They don't, and the Mormons, are just sheep. They're just sheep. They just fall in line. Well, when stuff comes home to me, I read it. Now, I didn't let my 7th grader, when Abigail was in 7th grade, I didn't let her take Utah history. And that was a hassle at the school. But you know what? My whole life is a hassle. But damn it, I win 99% of the time because I don't tackle shit that isn't evil. I went over to the school when Abigail, I know I'm off the story on the baby, but I'll get back. I went over, and it said Utah history was a required class. When you say required to a Mormon, they just bow their head and say yes. Well, you say required to bipolar, we go, let me read it. So I went over. I sat down with a counselor, and you know me, I can be courteous for about 15 minutes. After that, you're on your own. So I said to him, I don't think I want my child to take Utah history. And they said, why? And I said, well, I don't want her exposed to the pedophile Joseph Smith and his 14-year-old wives. Well, they about fell off the chair. I said, I'll tell you what, I'm a fair guy. A self-evaluation. I said, I'll tell you what, go get your 5th grade history book. Let me just thumb through it. And I'll say yes or no, she's going to take it. Well, this is a required class. I said, no, it's not. You may say it's required, but my constitutional rights, if I tell you it's against my religion, it's not required. Go get the book. So she runs and gets me a 5th grade book, and I sit there and I open it. I opened it to the middle of the book, and sure enough, there's a picture of Joseph Smith, the pedophile, being called a prophet, and he's in the Utah history book. Now, Joseph Smith, the asshat, never stepped a foot in Utah. He has absolutely no history in Utah. Now, Brigham Young was a governor. Brigham Young was the president of the Mormon Church. He did many colonizing, several colonizing things. And I think it's probably legitimate to have Brigham Young in a history book in Utah. But God, I can't say damn. When a person noticed that, I never said goddamn. Joseph Smith in a history book in Utah is nothing more than promoting the Mormon Church all over the world as if it's a normal organization rather than a cult. I pointed to the picture, showed the counselor. I said, you find her another class. World history is fine with me. Utah history, U.S. history, fine with me. But this is an arm and a public relations move by the Mormon Church in a public school. She's not taking Utah history. She didn't. She didn't. See, it wasn't required. The Mormons always, oh, that's required. I go, no, it's not. You people are nuts. You don't know what's required in life. All right, now I'm going back to the baby. She comes home, she has this, I'm going to flash it very quickly. Oh, shit, my computer goes black. There it goes, it comes back up. Okay, there it is. So I'm not lying to you. You know, here's the piece of paper. Now, keep in mind that Utah doesn't have enough money to pay for a kindergartner to be picked up by a school bus, and they don't have enough money for an art class to have crayons and construction paper. Now the baby comes home, and so I'm now hit with another Mormon bullshit that will pay our tithing but will not educate our children. Here it is. It's a walkathon fundraiser. Now, I thought when you went to school, at least when I did, there was a teacher there, and you were reading, writing, doing arithmetic, chasing the girls, hiding under the tables, hoping there was a movie that day because you didn't want to study, and copying from your girlfriend the homework so you didn't have to take it home. Now that's real school for me. I think this is... Oh, kids. With Alzheimer's, it's very hard to get back on the subject. So anyway, she comes home with this. A walkathon. Now, I don't know how much education you can be getting walking the neighborhood. At least my counselors where I went to school, when I cut school and they found me walking the neighborhood, I had my ass dragged back to the principal's office, and he knew me and I knew him by first name. In fact, he was a Mormon, Jed Owens, O-W-E-N-S. I loved him, Mr. Owens. I was a Mormon in those days, and he was a bishop. And he would drag me back in the office, and he'd go, David, God, you know, you're in here way too much. And I said, well, the rules don't make any sense. So when I went to school, you didn't walk around the neighborhood. They didn't think that was an educational class. Well, my elementary school with my fourth grader, they think it's a class. Now, I'm not against walking for breast cancer or walking for elderly people or Meals on Wheels or other kinds of things, but personally I don't think it's appropriate for children who are in fourth grade up to, well, it's kindergarten through sixth grade, to walk for money. I can hardly laugh at this. It's the only thing I don't think is funny. When you take kindergartners and sixth graders and all the kids in between and you walk their ass off in the neighborhood and they get $1, $2, $3, or $5 a lap, I think that's shit. That should be against the law. That should be against federal regulations that gives money to school systems. That child isn't in school. It's walking the school track over and over and through the neighborhoods. Now, I read this, and I'm not going to bore you totally to death on it. But anyway, they're going to walk. I'm going to show you this one, though. This is the shit I always do. And they hate me. But you know what? I hate them, too. So it works out. Let me see if I can. I'll cover the top here. I think I can cover the top. Here it is. Let me get it with the camera. Okay. It's the pledge form. Okay? And they're wanting to know, do I want to pay $1 a lap? You see it up there? Let's see, $1, $2, $5 a lap. You know what I put on it? Raise taxes. They hate me in Utah. They hate me in Utah. Raise taxes. Go up $3 a month. I can afford $3 a month on my house. If they can buy school paper and pay a decent wage to a teacher, why not? Well, because I think education is important. So anyway, when I filled out the form, I didn't say $1 a lap up to $5 a lap. I just put raise the taxes. For God's sakes, don't give that money to the Mormon church. 10% of your income, take 1/2 of 1% of your income and get some pencils and some papers and some construction and scissors paper for your art class. Well, now here's the problem. Okay, I don't care if the other kids want to walk. They want to raise $10,000. This school needs another $10,000 to go through the school year, and rather than getting it from the Senate and the legislature and from the Mormons and all the homeowners, and we're in a fairly upper middle class area. We can afford a few more bucks, but the Mormons, no way. It goes to their damn church. It goes for tithing and fast offering and missionary funds and building funds, and the Mormons go and actually do the janitorial work at their own buildings now, because the Mormon church fired all the janitors and is trying to get Monson more money. Well, here's my problem. If the other little kids and their parents are that stupid, I don't care. You know, I can't fix stupidity. You know, that's Ron White says, you can't fix stupid. Well, that's a true statement in life. And I don't care to. I'm not a crusader. I'm not Crusader the Rabbit. Most of you, if anyone knows who Crusader the Rabbit is, they're either dead or they should be. I know one of my comments, I remember Crusader the Rabbit. I go, you bastard. You've lived too long just like me. If they want to walk for money and give it to the school for pens and pencils and books, fine. That doesn't hurt me, and it doesn't hurt my family. But here is the problem with the damn Mormons. You never have a choice. You will do it their way. You will not go to the left. You will not go to the right. You will wear the clothes. You will wear the underwear. You will eat the food. And you will bow your head and say yes. Well, bipolar people, we don't bow our head or say yes very much at all. Unless it's a sexual offer, then we're pretty much in it. Yes, yeah. That's no problem. I don't think I've ever had one of those, but my head's ready. Anyway, I'm not going to let my kid go, just like I didn't let my 7th grader take that damn Joseph Smith pedophile class. Well, if my kid doesn't do the walkathon, what do you think that's going to do to my 4th grader? She's going to be sitting over, I don't know if there might be 1 or 2 other kids who have broken legs and they're mentally retarded and you can't let them loose on the walk. There may be, whatever, 3 or 4 kids out of 1,000 or whatever's at the elementary school. And my little girl is perfectly healthy and perfectly socially integrated and loves to be with the kids. And she'll say to me, well, Dad, all the kids are walking, why can't I? There I am, stuck as a parent. How do I say to a fourth grader, the damn Mormons will not pay enough money for your school, honey, and they're making the kids walk around and collect money. Well, all the other kids, their parents gave them money. Well, I'm not all the other kids' parents. This hurts me. When my child is discriminated this way and made to be humiliated and made to feel different. Now, you know, I have 2 Filipino girls that I adopted, and I have to be honest. Since we have been in Utah, only the old bag across the way from us here has ever showed any discrimination. They have never had any brown skin discrimination in the schools or with their friends. My God, my kids just picked up a new little girlfriend and a boy. We have, in fact, right here in the house right now, we have one of the girls is Buddhist. My Abby is basically raised atheist. Then we have a black girl, and we have 1 or 2 Caucasian girls. We have a Samoan girl, and we have God, I can't even think. There's 1 more race. They all come here, and they all play, and they get along great. Oh, Hispanic little girl. She can hardly even speak English, but the kids love her, and she comes over too. So what I'm saying to you as a father and as a parent, this pisses me off. Now, if they had some kind of a secondary activity where the kids, you know, got to go to a little dance or listen to a teddy bear talk, or, you know, something that the 4th graders like, and the other kids are running around the track getting disease in the world out there, and this is in October. You're going to freeze your ass off out there in October. Now let me read you something, and I know it's boring as hell, but it wasn't to me, and it's my show, so I can read it. Alright, here we go. This is what the Mormon Church does to everybody in the state of Utah. This is for the walkathon. You are not going to believe this document that I'm supposed to sign. It's just my kid running around the trap. But the Mormons will never pay. They take your money, but they'll never pay. Don't believe me? Listen. In recognition of the risk of injury while participating in the Walk the Walk walkathon at the school October 12th, and as consideration for the right of my child to participate in the walkathon, I hereby for myself, my heirs, executors, administrators, assign or personal representatives knowingly and voluntarily enter into this waiver and release of liability agreement, and hereby waive any and all rights, claims, or causes of action of any kind whatsoever arising out of my child's participation in the walkathon, and do hereby release and forever discharge the elementary school and its affiliates, managers, members, agents, attorneys, employees, volunteer, heirs, representative, predecessors, successors, and assigns business and its affiliates, managers, members, agents, attorneys, employee, volunteer, heirs, representative, predecessors, successors, and assigns in the event, and its agents, attorney, employees, volunteer, heirs, representative, predecessors, successors, and assign all sponsors and or beneficiaries of the walkathon collectively host from any and all liability, claims, demands, damages, action, or causes of action now existing or which hereinafter may arise as a result of my participation in the event, whether any injury is caused by the negligence of the host, the negligence of myself or third party, the conditions of this course, or any other cause. I agree to indemnify, that's a standard statement, hold harmless. I attest that my child is totally physically healthy. And now watch this one. This one I have always stopped, because I don't want my child photographed when I don't have control over where the photos go and what the photos look like. You know, this is the Marilyn Monroe syndrome. I recognize that various photographs, video recordings, and other media will be taken during the event. I don't know. Are they focusing on my kid's crotch? A guy got arrested for that at the parade down in Provo about 6 months ago. They're not saying there's no crotch shots. I agree to grant the host full permission to use any photographs, video recordings, or other media of the event that contain my child's likeness for the purpose of promoting the elementary school or the walkathon, or for any other purpose deemed appropriate by the organization. I'm not going to go on, it continues. Does that give you an idea of the Mormons? Does that give you an idea of what I go through as a parent? I'm not going, oh, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, for David. I'm going boo-hoo for Allison. She's going to sit on the side and watch the whole school go round and round, and all the kids are having fun and think it's a great thing to raise $10,000 because the Mormons won't pay the taxes, raise the taxes, and take care of their children. This pisses me off, and I will probably never change. I want to see the taxes raised. We have the low. I just saw a list of taxes in Utah by county. There's $260,000 or $70,000 houses that they pay $560 a year on taxes. I have never seen such a group of such stupid, selfish, fanatical, religious people. I'm going to tell the truth. It really breaks my heart that I have to go over to the school, and my kids are always embarrassed. They go, Dad, don't go in. But I do. I go in and protect them and say to the principal and to the people there, this is ridiculous. You go back to the school board and get your $10,000. Don't make these kindergartners run around in the middle of October freezing their ass off to pay for their pencils and papers and a little box of crayons. The Mormons. The Mormons.